So in the same way that I chose my role, you chose your role too. So why did you choose to be, well, your job title has been a cause for debate for quite some time. You're head of marketing,
Right.
marketing director,
Right.
one of the two, whichever you decide to go for the day
There's
you wake
other ones
up.
we can pull out as well.
But I actually think that really your role is much more orientated around growth, because you help with recruitment plans. You know, you do all of our vetting interviews, make sure people are culturally the right fit, and have the correct skill sets before they get brought through and interviewed by the hiring managers. And really you're working quite heavily with finance to make sure that we have the correct budgets for things to aid us to grow, and that our forecasting is correct. So I would say that a lot of your role actually blends in to my role at the minute. We kind of share that, but your entire role is based around growth of the business.
Yeah, I mean, I see growth being like the overlaying area, and then like marketing and sales, I guess, being subsections of growth. And then naturally, I guess, yeah, I've gone into the sort of recruitment part of it, which I think over time we've already discussed. We'll go into sort of the people and sort of HR team as we continue to grow, and that gets even more hectic than it already has been the last 12 months. So yeah, I see myself sort of like, yeah, head of growth, but there's so many different ways that you can sort of call it, like we said. I'm really focusing on new business as well as the marketing as well. Obviously the marketing team being me and Maria, and hopefully a few more on the way at some point as well. But I think the reason that I sort of chose that, I guess, is my role. That's what I mean, I get obsessed about things, as you know. Got sometimes an obsessive sort of personality when it comes to like learning and absorbing information. And I've really centered a lot of my, I enjoy watching content on how to market, and also market from like a B2B perspective as well, even though we don't do much of that within the agency itself. That's where I've really built my love for it as well. So I think it's sort of a bit about doing what you love as what your natural skill set
And
is.
it keeps you on your toes. Like you like to consistently sort of be like chasing something and growing. And I think if we were sort of stagnant or trying to maintain the business at the same size as it was, I think you'd get quite bored.
That's true. That's true. And I think it's always good to have one person that's looking at the future and one person that's looking at the present. Not that of course you still look at the present as well, but there'll be times where you catch me and you're like, I'm saying something about like 3-5 years down the time. You're like, Jack, hold on a minute now. Like, we've got to think about now and the next 12 months.
We need to do this. So I'm going to focus my energy here. But I think it works quite well in that sense. Like, I think that is quite lucky having both of us do this together. Means that we can hopefully quite easily complement each other. And I think it would be quite like a lonely craft. And it is nice that
you've got someone else
when one drives forward, the other one's thinking, okay, well, that's what we're aiming for. How do we actually get there?
But we still have the same vision.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It's just that I'm like always thinking about one side,
like,
and you're...
You hate it when I put you on your new business plans.
Yeah. But by the sounds of it, I might not be on that anymore if we're looking to grow at what you're sort of looking to as well. So yeah, super excited for the future. And I think obviously we speak to Maria a lot about this, but excited about building and growing the marketing team itself to really evolve what we're doing. Obviously we put together this podcast, but there's so much more we want to do with this podcast. There's so much more that we can be doing to continue building the brand of the Social Shepherd. And
I think we're really lucky that we've got so many people with amazing opinions that are so have such experience, both like professionally, but also just within social. Like, our team genuinely loves social.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't think we have the time or invest the time at the minute to let those opinions know. So I'm really excited for the podcast plans to kind of come to
Huge
fruition.
Plans. Yeah.